Hey, good afternoon, evening, whichever.
Night,
Good night for Pete.
night.
Welcome to the Norwegian Escape December 2nd solo cruise meet and greet episodes. Five. Yeah, this is the fifth time we've done this.
What is that noise?
So,
You're making weird
uh,
noises, Shelley.
yeah, it's the phone beeping at me, telling me that I need to go live. Well,
Okay,
I'm
you
like,
are.
there's Lori B. How
Okay.
you doing, Lori? So of course, over there, no, it's over here. There it is. That fellow with this follically challenge, that's Pete. He's on the other side of the pond. He's going to go play bingo. No, he's not going to play bingo. Oh,
In
yeah.
bingo, Norway, NCL. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Pete, you want to give us the update? Because
Well,
I'm about
yeah.
to say something I'm not supposed to say.
Well,
Renee's with us.
yeah.
Hi, Renee.
Okay. When we talked about coming in with trying to do the solo deals in North America and the hosted cruises and getting really good deals and stuff, we kind of did say that we're probably going to bring a little degree of chaos, to North America. And we've certainly succeeded in doing that, actually, haven't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have.
Especially with Norwegian Cruise Line, who I think they've got steam coming out of their ships now after. So yeah, it's basically it's obviously good news. It's the process has started. Just to explain what the process is, which is great. And it's all because of the crazy deal that we got. So it's our own fault for doing this. But yeah, it has to be manually loaded up. And so we got the go ahead on that part of it yesterday. We did a test one yesterday because we can't do it on the computers. It has to be done by phone manually with an agent. Did a test one yesterday and it failed. Basically, that agent was not able to do it. So the person who's actually doing it for us is the person who actually put the whole group technically together for Norwegian Cruise Line. So that one person's the only one who's actually able to technically do it. So they are literally loading all the names up and all the things up like that. It's all going through, and what's going to happen and it's going to happen then is the calls are going to start. There may be a few calls this weekend, but probably mostly Monday, just to go through the deposit side of things and clarify things. And then, of course, everybody will get the email at some point next week with the Norwegian reference numbers so they can go and manage the bookings. So it's like never easy. And the balcony side of things, that we're having a slight disagreement about the amount of balconies that we have available. So we're at the moment our balconies that we have uh, with them is officially full for as far as they're concerned, but we hope that they're going to be unleashed. There's going to be a few more unleashed, so that will happen hopefully, and we'll let you know on that one. But just to say, at the moment, if you haven't booked and you really want to be part of this cruise, then what you can do is that you can contact them, grab yourself an inside cabin, and if we are able to get the balconies, which we are very much hoping to do, those extra balconies, then you will be on the list to then move to that balcony.
Yeah.
And if you do not want to be in an inside cabin at all, then contact Chile and get yourself on a list that if these balconies become available, then we will contact you. The whole thing will be on a first come, first serve basis. So for instance, the list will be in order of who contacts who either books a inside to upgrade or who contacts you to put them on the list. That's how it's going to be, because that's
All
the
right.
only
Now,
fair way of
I
doing
want
it.
to stick in a couple things, Pete. One, hi,
Go.
Krista, and hi, Chris. We have both. And Chris, uh, you are on the list. Matter of fact, you're on the list with Norwegian because you had already talked to them. And so anyway, you're on the group that will be the first ones if we get more balconies, you'll be on the first batch.
So they have a list in order of who's been in contact with them when it is, and it won't matter whether you booked an inside or you haven't. It depends when you contact us, because we don't think there's any other fairer way of doing it, to be honest with you. It's trying to figure out the fairest way. And so we'll let everybody know as soon as we know, and that'll probably be Monday or Tuesday. We know what we have as far as that's concerned. So everybody that has booked on it, probably be Monday, will be a call, probably Monday, just to finalize, just to confirm everything with the deposits. But obviously you will already be on the computer with Norwegian. It's just a case of then just ticking off that bit. And obviously the cruise next side of things as well, confirming what they can do with that, all that stuff basically. So yeah, we have caused total chaos. It's been a long time, a lot of stress for everybody, but everyone's hung in there. It's great. It's amazing. So we're very happy that we've been patient enough, and everyone's been patient enough, because it's going to be an amazing cruise, Chili. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, and now we've gotten past that, and it's still somewhat a waiting game, yes, but at least now we know everything. The wheels are rolling, even if they're rolling a little slowly. But it is in process, and probably this lady is going to be working this weekend to get everybody added.
Yeah, well,
yes.
the names
Chris,
will be
correct.
The names I think are already with Norwegian on that side of things. It's a case of just making the calls, because obviously Viva Voyage, they'll be fully staffed on Monday. They have a skeleton staff the weekends. But so Monday is probably going to be the days when most of the calls will be made, just to go through everything with everybody. So watch out, listen out for the calls, and obviously if you missed a call, give them a call back, and that'll all be sorted. But you can always message us or put a note on there if you've got any questions or anything's not gone right or anything like that. You can always do that. We're always here for you, which is cool.
Yeah. All right. One thing that I did want to do tonight is start laying out some plans for the cruise itself. At least what I would like to see done, and doesn't write it in stone. And also, I'm open to any suggestions from you guys. But currently, on December 2nd, I'm thinking that, and again, I'm guessing, so this might change once we get on the ship, but I would imagine the first Norwegian solo meetup will be in the vicinity of 5:30, and I think it will be in the
studio lounge.
Studio lounge.
Yeah.
It's where I'm assuming that will be, and that's on deck 11. But I'm thinking that maybe 4:00 or so, I'm going to invite all of our group to meet me at Oceans. If you want to have a little bite to eat, or maybe an adult beverage, and we'll
chicken wings.
A little meet up there.
I love the chicken wings on that show.
And then head up to the big group to meet all those folks as well. And then, of course, we'll be doing a lot of the same kind of planning. We've got to meet the Norwegian person that we have and see how much help he's going to be as far as dinners and so forth. But we'll find that out as we go. On a daily basis for the rest of the cruise, I would like to do a morning coffee meeting for those of you that get up early like I do. And I'm thinking that will probably be 9:30ish. And we'll, I haven't, if some of you, if any of you have been on the Escape, I haven't been able to pinpoint if there is a coffee bar, like a Starbucks or an equivalent. So if there is one, let me know on that one. If not, I don't know. Maybe we can use the studio lounge, because I know there's coffee in there all the time. We could use O'Sheehan's because they have coffee in the morning. We could go up to the buffet. Anyway, we'll come up with a place to do a morning meeting. It'll be before I do my show at 11. And generally right after the meeting, I'll just, turn on the camera and do my show right there. So, but that way we can get together, see who wants to do things that day. Who maybe when we're in port, some people might want to gather to go out on excursions together or whatever.
I think with this one, Chili, with Norwegian Cruise Line and such a generous $50 per port, as one of the perks for most people will have those. It's really worth maybe beforehand looking at some of the excursions everybody could do together, and make the most of that, and obviously see whether you can outdo Mr. Bucket List and see whether you can do a few in a day. Well,
obviously, one of the things that I have to do is actually get on board before I could do a whole lot of excursions myself, because I have to be able to get on, semi-accessible. I can do a lot more than I used to because I have a chair with me that can be handled. So, but still, I have to, I got to talk to the excursion people on board before I can set myself up. But yes, I agree. We can do that.
Another thing was quite nice for solos, because we're going to have a decent sized group on this, is maybe what I've done very successfully in the UK at our hosted meetings is specialty restaurants, Chili, where a lot of us solos, we don't tend to normally go to specialty restaurants purely because, we don't want to sit there by ourselves more than anything else. And again, with most people will have one specialty restaurant as part of their perks as well. So beforehand is working out who wants to do which specialty restaurants and when to experience them, and some of them obviously, because of making the most of the one specialty restaurant you've got, and some may want to get maybe the 2 restaurants or the 3 restaurants advance bookings, because you tend to get a lot of better value than that. So that's something that's probably worth talking about, because that's something which is really successful, because again, we don't tend to do it. So we've done all the specialty restaurants, and I'm on Celebrity in about a month's time, and I've got the 4 specialty restaurant package, 4, and I got it beforehand at a reasonable deal. In fact, I used my onboard credit, so it doesn't actually cost me. So again, and there's quite a few of us that are going to be eating together. So things like that could be quite fun if anybody wants to do specialty restaurants together, because they might not necessarily do that.
All right, Sunday will be our first day at sea, and I'm currently planning early in the afternoon of doing a slot pull that day. Then we're in ports for the next 3 days. On Thursday will be the second sea day. There's a good possibility, and I can't say that this is definite, but we might have a little prize drawing at the coffee meeting in the morning that day for some prizes.
Yeah, we're going to work at that. I think there's a very good chance that will happen. So it will happen pretty well. But we're going to obviously work on the prizes as that, which is great fun. It'll be completely free, and it'll just be a case of get a ticket, go in the hat, and if you come out, you win it. Simple as that. It's just great fun. Yeah.
And then in the afternoon on Thursday, early afternoon, again, like probably 1 o'clock or so, we're going to do a crab haul, a pub crawl. Get the tongue working.
That's for
those of you that might have an adult beverage, this will be right up your alley. But we're going to start at one bar and have a drink, and go to the next bar.
What's lovely
and
about
have
our
a drink, and go to the next bar
and have
have another drink.
And again, most people, you know, a lot of people will have the drinks package, especially all the balconies have the drinks package anyway.
Yeah.
So that would be really making the most of that, wouldn't it, Chili?
Well,
And
sure.
do you know what? With all our hosted cruises, you dip in and you dip out as much as you want. No one has to do anything if they don't want to. In and out
Right.
as much as you want. You can literally jump in on the Monday and not on the Tuesdays. It's your cruise, and it always will be your cruise.
One of the suggestions that I had made to me is that on main dining room nights, if the group wants to do this, and I'll check with the maitre d' and perhaps see if we can get a couple tables set aside to go to dinners in the main dining room. And they also suggested that I fix myself a little sign that says,
Learner,
solo cruisers, join
okay.
us, or something. So, anyway, that's
That'd be
another
cool.
possibility.
Yeah.
Lori says, "Can you set up a private Facebook page for those going on the cruise?"
Okay, now this is interesting because with Passion for Cruises, we have an event page. Yeah, for every cruise that Passion for Cruises in the UK does, not just a hosted cruise, every cruise they have an event page. The issue with event pages is we don't get notifications when anybody posts anything. So what we're starting to do for the hosted cruises that we do in the UK, we are basically making a Facebook group for that cruise. So that's actually a really good idea. So I think that way it's easier to stay in contact as well as what we do in everything else. So and you will get other people will join as well, Chili. You know that, don't you? You know,
Yep.
You know, and so that's not a bad idea because I have a Facebook group now for my hosted cruise next January with MSC. So that's our experience because the events side of things don't work that well, and so a group does. So good thinking.
Yep, that will be done.
Cool.
So hello, Kenneth. Kenneth's with us up in Pennsylvania. Kenneth and Robin. And Lori said, "Yeah, Pete, that's what I mean." Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So anyway, just to sum up where we are, guys, things are rolling. We're heading in the right direction. Norwegian is in the process of getting everybody booked. Some may be contacted this weekend. The rest will be contacted Monday for getting the deposits,
just
finding
confirming
out
everything,
about the next cruise, all the stuff.
Everything, yeah.
And then we should know soon after that. Get the receipt, I call them. But anyway,
I don't. We'll let you know how quick you get your NCL number, so you can then go and manage your booking. I don't know how quick that works in the UK. That when I book a cruise with Passion, it took a few days for that part of it to come through, but we'll work that one out. It'll be next week at some point for sure. Yeah. So that's exactly where we are. So if you haven't booked, you're not on the list. You haven't done that, and you want to join the cruise. And I said the balconies at the moment are sold out, but you can get an inside cabin, and we are trying to reclaim a few extra balconies. And if we do get those, which we're very hopeful to, if we do get those, you can then obviously move your inside to a balcony, and that will be done in order of who contacts either who books an inside with Viva, with our partners, or who contacts Chili, who says, I want to be on the list for a balcony, and we will let Viva Voyage know that. So they'll have a list in order of, and then we can see what we get, and hopefully there'll be a few extra balconies on that as well. So everything crossed on that one.
Yep. So anybody have any questions that we haven't covered?
But with Laurie, I mean, I know that we are looking at January 2025 Far East that has been requested, has been mentioned, so that's kind of up there because I know that a cruise got cancelled and stuff, so that got mentioned as well. So plenty of time to do that. So we're going to see what's around, and of course, hopefully, Chile. On just to go through that, on Sunday we have our live show with the River Cruise Queen.
Yep.
Our friend Janine Williamson, Chile.
I love Janine to death.
Yeah.
Always have fun with Janine. She's been on my show, wow, a dozen times maybe.
Yeah. So if you're interested in how river cruising works, especially for solos in Europe, because we're going to be alive all through all the different channels on that. That's going to go live. There will be links in all our groups on that as well. That will go live at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time this Sunday, and of course Wednesday we will be back with the Solo Cruise Deal Show, the regular one, which will be 1 p.m. on Eastern. Hopefully with some more deals and more updates as to cabin wise any extra cabins that we have and what's left available, basically.
Yep. All right, guys. And I'm planning on doing here this next Friday night too, because again, there's always going to be some news. There'll be some questions, and I don't mind. I don't mind doing it. It's a half hour of my time, but that's okay. So we'll meet again next Friday night.
Does that
and
mean
by the way, any suggestions, send them to me, guys, and I'll see what we can do on putting them into our schedule for the week.
And I just want to say, if you're watching on playback, a huge thank you to Mr. Bucket List, who asked me a question on Messenger at 3:30 in the morning, my time. Ding, checked it, half asleep, answered with the reply, go back to bed, Pete. Thanks.
That's our Justin. All right, guys. That's going to wrap us up for episode 5 of the Norwegian Escape December 2nd solo cruise meet and greet. So until next time, y'all stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. See you next time, guys.